action today against North Korea by the United States. The Treasury Department just announcing some new economic sanctions on 11 North Koreans and one North Korean company as well. NBC News Pentagon correspondent Hans Nichols is following that story. Hans, what more do we know here?
Well, there are a couple of important examples or things going on here, Craig. Number one, this gives you an indication that diplomacy is still taking place. They're still talking about sanctions. Sometimes at the Pentagon, there's talk of potentially what you might do on the military side. Diplomacy is still working. Number two, these are against mostly individuals. These aren't against the Chinese banks or banks that have a footprint in China that could potentially be doing business with North Korea. That's the big next step. You see some push on Capitol Hill for that in increasing sanctions. Twin all of this together with what we heard from Secretary Mattis this morning in London, where he was very clear that he wanted to increase diplomatic pressure.
We're working with our allies, and we are working diplomatically, including with those that we might be able to enlist in this effort to get North Korea under control. But right now, it appears to be going in a very reckless manner in what its conduct is portraying for the future, and that's got to be stopped.
Now, that's got to be stopped, could be taken as a little bellicose. The fact that he talked about the importance of working with allies, a clear message that they want to work more closely with the Chinese on how to constrict North Korea's behavior. I suspect that will be on the topic in Mar-a-Lago next week when we have that big meeting between President Xi, their first meeting, and President Obama. Craig?
Hans,
President Trump, excuse me.
Sure, I knew what you meant. Hans, these 11 individuals in North Korea, what do we know about them? What do they have in common?
They all have North Korean passports. I'm flipping through. One was born in Vietnam, but they're North Korean nationals. Most of them appear to be heads of major companies. But again, the issue with companies in North Korea is how do you shut them off from the international banking community? And to do that, and this is why you hear calls on Capitol Hill for escalated sanctions, you need to go after banks that are in China, because the China is the go-between bank, right? A bank that's offshore, it does business in North Korea, but then has access to international capital markets. So that's why, yes, this is a slight escalation of these sanctions, but this isn't the big step change that you're hearing some calls on from Capitol Hill, that if you really want to increase sanctions on North Korea, you need to go after the banks that are doing business there. Craig?
Hans Nichols for us at the White House on this Friday afternoon. Hans, thank you.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me, or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.